Hi everybody, Clinton here with Oval Window Racing. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me here today and hope everybody's doing well. As you can see, we're not in the garage today, so that means we're not working on car stuff or talking car stuff. We're actually going to be talking fishing stuff. So you guys follow along on the channel, you know I do some fishing. Favorite thing to do is kayak fishing, and yeah, I kind of want to discuss some of the equipment I work with. Today, I'm going to show you my workhorse. That's not my workhorse. Looks just like this one. This is the old workhorse. The old Alba Garcia Black Magic. Excuse me, it's a Black Max. I know my fishing equipment. This has been a great pole for me. Caught a lot of fish in it in the last couple of years, and to be completely honest with you, I just started throwing bait casters here in the last 2 years. Real choice for me has always been what I, in childhood, called a open face reel, because you had your open face reels and you had your typical Zebco closed face reels. But in today's market, I guess they, or maybe they've always called them spinner casts or spinning reels. But I've always called them open face. I think just about everybody in their childhood has probably used a Zebco push button closed face reel. I've had them. I have them. Actually, my daughter. Hurt yourself, Milo? Actually, my daughter in the wife's pole. It's got the good old classic Zebco on it. And not that there's anything wrong with those closed face reels. I just prefer to use something else. For me, the bait caster is kind of a challenge. Nothing wrong with the old Zebco reels. My buddy, you guys probably see him fishing with me. My buddy Doug, that's his favorite reel of choice. Inexpensive, easy to work with, and it handles all the fish that we catch. And he pretty much, most generally, outfishes me. Once in a while I get lucky and outfish him, but he does a really good job with the equipment he does have. But I'm going to really talk up the Black Max here. This is Alba Garcia's entry-level bait caster. They can be picked up really reasonable. I think $70 for the whole combo. And I liked it so much that I decided to pair my medium up with a medium heavy. This is a medium heavy. This one's fairly new. I bought this one this year. I pretty much got to throw a little bit larger lures on, and I think I had it set up with Texas rigging too most of the summer. I haven't really fished with it a whole lot, but this is a 7-foot medium heavy. But it's been pretty good. Good to take along. Now my workhorse here is a medium, 6'6". Well, it used to be 6'6". One of the first things I did with it when I had is I set it on the ground, and my buddy Todd came along and stepped on the tip, broke the tip. But it was an easy fix. I actually was able just to put the tip back on it, cleaned up the end, and re-glued it back down with some hot glue. But it's been a really good rod and reel combo, especially for the novice beginner. One of the other bait casters I've got experience with here is this Fluger. I really don't know how they pronounce it. Really wasn't that happy with it. Gets the job done, but I don't know. It was really touchy, unlike the Black Max. The other thing I'd like to show you today is one of my new purchases here. Like I said, I really like the Alba Garcia equipment. Haven't really had too much experience with other stuff, so I thought I'd try something different. I'm going to be taking a trip here in December, and I thought I'd pick up a travel rod. And what I got here is a Bass Pro Shop qualifier, or excuse me, Pro Qualifier 2. Sounds really impressive. Like I said, I've got a trip planned. This is actually a 7-foot medium heavy rod, and it goes down in this in 3 pieces to about 2 foot. So it should be really easy to pack in a suitcase or a backpack. And the nice thing about this rod is it comes with the carrying case. Nice little cloth to wrap it up in, and then a hard tube. so you're not going to damage your rod as you travel with it. Now, I haven't really fished too much with these piece rods. I think my open face, or my spinner, is actually on a 2-piece rod, but that thing's been together since I was a child. I don't even know if I can get it apart. So I'm hoping that this one will do just fine. I'm sure I'll be shooting a video when I do use it, so I'll give you guys some feedback then. But the most exciting thing is what's in the box. Got the box today. Like I said, I like the Alba Garcia stuff so well that I decided to actually spend a little bit more money on one of his reels. This is the Revo 4 XHS reel, and I actually got this, of course, eBay, big eBay shopper. Looks fairly new. I'm told in the ad that it was a factory refurbished unit, but it doesn't look like it's been used much. I can see there's a little something going on here in the paint. That's about the only damage I see on it, and it feels really smooth. And when I was over at Bass Pro Shop buying this rod, I actually held one of these, and because they got a whole display of these reels out. And what I think I really fell in love with is the crank. It seems to be a little wider than the, yep, it's about a half-inch, roughly a half-inch longer than the Black Max series, but it just feels really good. This comes, I believe, with 8 bearings, and it is a 7.3 to 1 gear ratio. A lot faster than the Black Max. I believe the Black Max were 6.4 to 1. Yes, almost another whole point. I think the Fluger, this is a 7.3 to 1. I really, to tell you the truth, didn't really notice too much difference in the cranking. We'll see how this one works. So I guess what we have to do now is gear this up and go out and try it. Look at that. I think I got my double union knock on the first try. They can learn something. Teach an old dog new tricks. What I got going on here is got Pro Line, or Power Pro Line, 50-pound braid. I spool up the half the reel, or the half the spool, with that, and then I'm going to finish it off with the spider wire 100% fluorocarbon in a 12-pound test. This is something I learned from, I think it's BassGeek on YouTube. That way you're not wasting a whole bunch of fluorocarbon. I mean, the idea is to use, fish, and then when you start casting down into the braid, that's the time to re-spool with the fluorocarbon, and you always keep the braid on the first part of the spool. That way you're not spooling up a whole reel of fluorocarbon. He says you save money that way. He actually said to go out and buy the cheapest braid they can find, and he buys it by the big spools, but I don't have the budget for that. But yeah, Pro Line, and then I'm going to try this spider wire. I was using Berkeley fluorocarbon, and I don't know if it was a string or if it was just me, learning on the bait caster, and I lost my train of thought. Learning on and getting all the birds' nests on learning, and just causing kinks in the line. But it kind of gets depressing when you're casting away and all of a sudden you got a nice favorite lucky lure flying across the lake or river without a string attached to it because it snaps. Gotten lucky a few times and retrieved my lures because I'm throwing them up along the shoreline, or along the shoreline, but yeah, when you throw them across the river, they're kind of hard to find, especially when the old rattle traps sink. But let's get this finished up, and then we'll go try casting something. All right, guys, don't laugh at me. I stole the cat's toy here and put a hook in it, or a loop in it. so I can practice casting. Cat doesn't mind. Actually, I'll go in here sometimes and I'll practice flipping, and once in a while I catch myself a kitty cat. Well, let's get this set up here. I was noticing on this reel here, we got this insignia here. See the picture? I don't know if it's on all these Revo 4s or if that's something special to this reel. You know, I noticed that the Black Max doesn't make any clicking noise. It's just a red cap. Same with the drag. Setting the drag here, this actually makes a clicking noise. The other reel doesn't do that. It's kind of nice. But here, let's give it a cast and see what happens. Not too bad. Loosen up the brake a little bit, see if we can get a bird's nest. Not too bad. Chicken coop over here. Chickens don't like this. I like the sound. Way better than the Fluger. The Fluger reel, this was really sensitive. If I set it where the lure or cat toy would fall, it would bird's nest. But if I got it so it would be hardly even falling, or not even fall at all, I could throw it. And it actually cast good that way. And I got some distance out of it, but just like this one, actually, it didn't do too bad either. Wound up in the tree. No hooks. I like the click. It's kind of nice. Try it this way. Cast about the same distance as the Fluger and the Black Max. I'm hoping, we got snow flying here. Hoping in the future here, once I get the thing dialed in, I'll be able to cast well with it. Got a bird's nest that time. Yep, kind of learning the limitation of this reel. Tighten her back up again. I think I'm gonna like it. Well, it's getting cold out here. Go inside and close the video. Before we head in, let's say hi to the girls. What's up, girls? This squirrel bothering you? All right, folks, I have to say I'm very, very impressed with this setup. My goal this December is to do some saltwater fishing. Not too much, because I don't think this is really a saltwater setup. But wife and I are going to be taking another little trip down to the Caribbean again, and I'm hoping to catch a barracuda with this. You know, the saltwater pike, the cousin to the northern pike, the gators we like to call them here, snot rockets. You guys know how much I like going after those. Yeah, that's the goal. I got to check with the airlines. I'm not quite sure if, and I'm pretty sure the pole it would be good for carry on, but when it comes to the tackle and the hooks, I got to check on that, see if I got to check those in or if I'm able to carry them on, because when we take these trips, we're going to be doing another cruise. When we take these trips, we like to try to travel light so we don't have to check anything in. You're going to be in Caribbean, so there's really not a whole lot of clothes. Just need shorts and swimsuit. Pretty much spend most of the time in swimsuits. But yeah, our first stop is going to be on an island down there in the South Caribbean, and I'm hoping to be able to catch myself a barracuda from a kayak. We found a company down there that does little charters, little kayak tours, and I've been checking with them to see if it's okay to do. They said they've never done any fishing stuff, but their guides know where the barracudas are, and hopefully they can put me on some. But look forward to that in the future. Until then, same, flat side down, shiny side up. Take care, and thanks for joining me today.